When any computer connects to the Internet, it is assigned a unique code of numbers called an IP address. Computers connect to the Internet through Internet Service Providers, ISPs, which register the IP addresses of users. Identifying anonymous posters can be difficult, especially if they are hiding their identity. They can accomplish that by using Tor, a free tool that conceals IP addresses, while logs collected by the blog host might correlate posts to a particular IP address. The address may not necessarily reveal the poster with any level of certainty. Difficulties may arise from public network use, dynamic IP address assignment, access from private networks that translate addresses, or through the use of Internet proxies which are used to sanitize identities. If the blog is maintained in a public forum, the only way to access log information is through legal action. Legal action can result in a court order and subpoena for an ISP to identify the IP address. Law enforcement agencies such as the FBI and police departments around the country obtain IP identification every day. The field of forensic cyber investigations is also a growing one. Such investigators often succeed in identifying anonymous posters and emailers through their IP addresses, going so far as to locate the user's home addresses and other identifying information. Online defamation lawsuits constitute a growing area in legal practice. If something posted about a person is deemed by a court to be a false and unprivileged statement of fact harmful to someone's reputation, or, to cite recent cases, is injurious, interferes with one's livelihood or possesses any number of related characteristics, the website can be required by law to remove the information and reveal the poster's identity. The article "What to Do When You Are the Victim of Online Defamation" provides a comprehensive overview of your options. People who have successfully sued in response to online defamation, typically a series of anonymous posts about them, have been awarded millions of dollars in damages. The posters' identities have become public, often in the news media. It is not always possible to have anonymous comments about you removed from an online forum or other platform, but it can be done, especially if the material is clearly defamatory. Fortunately, in 2013 many websites began revising their comment and user policies to prevent libel. And to contribute to a more civil Internet. The more obscure and independent a site, the less likely it is that they have such practices in place. See our safe browsing tips below. If you are the topic of such content, look for their user policy. Often they will not only remove the offensive material when requested to do so, but they will block the user who posted it from their site. Tips for safely browsing the Internet. Be cautious of visiting obscure sites with potentially defamatory or invasive content about you or your organization. All sites are full of tracking mechanisms that capture your computer's IP address, unless you use Tor, as well as your geographical location and other data. There are also programs that can collect your email address when you visit a site, even if you have not provided it. However, the obscure sites in particular are more likely to have malware that can infect your computer. Tread with care and use a program like Sandboxy when you browse such sites. Sandboxy is a browser that restricts malware and viruses from sites you visit from infecting your computer. It collects them in an isolated sandbox to keep them from permeating your system. An IT advisor can assist you in downloading and setting up such programs, which are an essential aspect of secure Internet use. Use caution when sending emails, too. Don't say anything you would not want published on the front page of a major newspaper or online platform. Look into encrypted services like Quick, which is free. It is a favorite of many top privacy and cybersecurity experts. In June 2014, good news was announced for victims of revenge porn. Google announced it will be removing links to revenge porn websites. Elsewhere, the open culture of the Internet, where it is common for bloggers to be transparent about editing errors they have corrected and post disclaimers if they write about a company they have worked for or accepted product samples from, helps explain why it can be so hard to have a photograph, or anything else, removed. Doing so without a publicly posted explanation would be considered unethical by many online publishers and writers. Wikipedia is a good example of this system. Whenever a fact is changed, removed or replaced, it is accompanied by an explanation of who edited it and why the edit was made. So not only is your request likely to be declined, it is possible it may be published on the site, drawing more attention to the image and making you the target of other sites that will post the image. In any case, the longer a photograph stays online, the more it is cached, stored, by other sites and gains prominence in search engines. The best option is to post your own photographs online, the images you believe represent you and your organization best and the most authentically, and take action to ensure they take precedence over other images of you in search engine results. You can do this by publishing a different photograph in as many appropriate social media profiles as possible. If they are tagged, they will show up in search results, eventually dominating them. If you are on Facebook, make sure your Facebook privacy controls are up to date. They are constantly